On our shirt collar in continuation from where we stopped last week. So what I have here is the back neck and the front neck. Now to achieve your chest collar, the first thing to do is to take the full roundness of your back neck like this. Please watch. Take the roundness like this, starting from NP back to the nape. Now on the back, what I have here is 9.5 for this side. Now continue for the front from that same 9.5 cm. I have 21 cm. Now 21 cm is for both back and front. If you multiply it by 2, what you are getting is 42 cm. So our neck measurement is 42 cm. Now the question should be, how do we have 42 cm? Well, we already have 21 here. Now the front pattern is half of the front pattern is what we are saying here, and half of the back pattern is what we are saying here. So if you multiply it by 2, it's giving you times 2 of the exact measurement of both back and front. My back gave me 9.5. Together with the front, I got 21. So 21 multiplied by 2 is 42 cm for our neck circumference. Now we are using that particular measurement to achieve our pattern. The 42 cm divided by 2 is giving us 21. Now see this as your paper. You divide that measurement into 2, which is 42 divided by 2, which is the 21 that we have here. Use half of the measurement to get the width of your pattern, like this. 21 cm is half of the measurement. Do you understand it? Like this? 21 cm is the width of our measurement divided by 2. So what I have here is 42 divided by 2 is 21 cm. Now take that 21 cm from the down of your paper to this point, which is the width of your collar. 8 cm is the standard measurement for your collar length. I take that again. 8 cm is the standard measurement for your collar length. Now the 8 cm is from this down point square up. 8 cm is the standard measurement. For those of us that want to make very big collar, pronounced collar, you can add more than that for the measurement, but the standard measurement is 8 cm. So I have the 21 cm for the width and the 8 cm for the length. So use this to form a square by taking 8 cm from this point and connect with the help of your ruler. The length of my collar is 8 cm, while the width of my collar is the roundness of my neck divided by 2. I have the length and I have the width like this. The next step is take 2 to 3 cm for collar stand. From the down point, take up 2 to 3 cm for collar stand and square across the measurement. 2 to 3 cm, you can use 2 cm, you can use 2.5 cm, you can use 3 cm. So I'm using 2.5 cm for this particular collar. Now square across the measurement. So let me indicate collar stand for the down point so we understand what we are achieving with this. Collar stand. Then the upper part is called collar fall. Collar stand, collar fall. Now from the collar stand top, moving 2 to 2.5 cm and square up. From the collar stand, this is the collar stand that we have here. Now I said move in from this point 2 to 2.5 cm and square up the measurement. Look at what we have here. So you don't need this part again. You can erase what you have here. There are some shirts that comes with this collar looking square like this without any curve or any slanted shape. So if this is what you want to do, you can still leave your collar like this. But for the shirt collar, this is what we'll do now. From this tip, we are taking up 1.5 cm. If you look at the line very well, you'll notice the line is not a straight line. It's a slanted line coming out from this tip. Now the next connection should be with your French curve. But before you do that, come to the back. To have a perfect fit collar, drop down 1 cm from this part of the back and connect with your French curve from the 1.5 that we have here down to meet the 1 cm at the back with a curve. Can you see it? The next step should be from this same tip. Watch, this is how you place your French curve. The curvy part should be facing down to meet the tip of your collar stand, and you connect to meet the 1.5 that we have here. The collar is already taking shape. Now the next point should be the final curve that we have for this collar stand tip meeting the top. You can work with your French curve for this, but I prefer using my hand because my hand gives a perfect curve than the French curve. So you can give this curve like this. If you want to use your French curve, you are placing it this way and connect. Now see this on your paper, and this is exactly how your collar, your shirt collar should be looking. Please take note, this is exactly how your shirt collar should be looking. Oh, so this is the final result of your collar. Now take note, remember we divided the measurement into 2. So this point here is cut on fold for collar stand and for collar fall. This is cut on fold, cut on fold. So what you are doing is you are using this particular part of the, look at the collar very well. You understand I have collar fall and collar stand. The upper part is known as the collar fall. The down part is known as the collar stand. Now see these points here. This is your cut on fold for the collar stand. Please take note. Cut on fold around there. Now you also have the collar fall here, which this particular point is also the cut on fold part. Now if you are cutting this on your fabric, the first thing I will advise you to do is differentiate between the collar stand and the collar fall by doing what? By separating both of them together. Don't allow them to be together. Now when you separate the collar stand from the collar fall, place it on your collar stay folded. Your collar stay folded. Now the reason why you are folding your collar stay is because this is cut on fold for the collar stand, this is cut on for the collar fall. Now place it together and cut without adding any allowance. I repeat, without adding any allowance for both the collar stand and the collar fall. So this is the collar stand and the collar fall. Look at the board here. We also explained the collar stand and the collar fall here. So what I have here on paper is the collar fall, while this is the collar stand. So you cut it on fold on your collar stay. This is how it will be looking. The collar stay is like this. Open it, this is what you are getting. So same goes with the collar stand. It was like this on fold. So by the time you open it, you are getting it like this. So now you are placing this on your fabric and had sewing allowance of 1 cm all the way around. Do the same thing to the collar fall, sewing allowance of 1 cm all the way around. You are cutting 2 pieces of collar fall, 2 pieces of collar stand. Now I'll be showing you, taking you on the sewing technique so you understand how this look. So before cutting, always ensure that you stay the collar stay on the fabric that you're making use of, like this, so you know the exact measurement that you're cutting. Now look at what I have here. I still have the collar fall here and I have the collar stand there. Don't forget to add your allowance. Now I have in between 1 inch allowance, which I will be making use of 1/2 inch on both sides. So same with the collar stand. Now you are cutting 2 of this and you're also cutting 2 of this. Okay, you can see what I have here. I have 2 collar fall and 2 collar stand. Now look at the curve here. This curve is very important because the curve is definitely working with the curve of the collar stand that you have here. Your collar stand is this one with curve, while the collar fall is this with a slanted cut. Don't forget the collar stay should be on each one of the collar stand and the collar for, not on both. Look at this, there's no collar stay on this, there's no collar stay on this, but there's collar stay on this and there's collar stay on this. Now put these two together like this. Now it's best you fold this and iron all the way to just this alone, all the way to the edge. If you have hemming gum, you can also work with your hemming gum, but with ironing it can still work for you. But perfectly with hemming gum, you can work with hemming gum for this. Okay, so I'm done with the ironing of the collar stand. So I'll be putting this aside. So we'll move to the shirt sleeve curve. So let's move to the shirt sleeve curve. Now look at the board. Now look at the curve. What I have, look at the board there. What I have here is a shirt sleeve. Now this is my shirt sleeve. Don't forget we took the curve measurement of our shirt. Now that particular measurement is what you are working with to achieve your shirt curve. So what you do, always ensure that the curve is longer or wider than the exact measurement that you have here. Now let's say for instance we have 26. Let's say for instance we have 26 for the sleeve width at the down point. Now you are reducing the shirt curve by 3 cm. So what we are using now is 23 cm instead of using the exact 26 cm of what we have. So the 23 cm goes like this. Your curve length standard is 2.5 inches. I'm still using this part of the paper, the board, to achieve that. 2.5 inches. We have 26 here, so I'll be removing 3 cm from 8, which gives me 23 cm. So my curve width is 23 cm. I will also explain the reason why I'm removing that 3 cm from the exact measurement of what we have on the board. Now this is my curve on a different paper. If you check your shirt sleeve very well, you'll notice you have folds around the back, a pleat. You have pleats at the back of your shirt. Now the 3 cm that you have here is the excess from the shirt sleeve itself. So by the time you are fixing this, you are pleating it with the same 3 cm excess that you have. So we'll be using this particular one to cut our collar stay. If you cut our collar stay with this, then we'll add all the necessary allowance from this point. Okay, I've stayed both sleeve collar stay on my calico. Now notice I have 1 inch allowance in between. Now the reason why I have this 1 inch allowance in between is because I want to use 0.5 for allowance on both sides. So I'll be cutting from this side, ½ inch in between. So I'll also do the same to this point here. Don't forget what I have here is for 2 sleeves. 2 sleeves joining. So the allowance here is also ½ inch. The same way we have 2 of this for our collar. So I'll also be using this 2 to cut 1 each for turning. Now you can see I have 4 of this. So this is for 1 sleeve and this is for 1 sleeve. Now your collar stay, just like the collar, your collar stay, just like the collar, should be on 1 of it each, not on both. The 0.5 allowance is still there. Just the same way we did the first folding, we are also folding this like this. We are folding, then you iron. If you have collar, if you have hemming gum, you can apply hemming gum to this point. It makes it look neater than what you have here. You can apply hemming gum and leave it like this. So we'll be moving to the sewing technique.